How does a music box work? This is a problem that I spent a semester working on in my mechanical design class. I'm a mechanical engineering student, I'm at SMU, and I'm a senior. And how I decided to wrap up my degree for one class is analyzing the mechanics of a music box. So, what are the functionalities of this device? In application, it may seem simple, but there's a lot of engineering involved with one device like this. So to start, how do you store energy? In typical practice, we use springs, and the same is true for a music box. So as you can see right here, there is a clock spring. So it's this metal looking object, and it provides a constant force when you wind it up. And so if you wind this up, it provides force that is stored up that is released at a constant rate, unlike some springs. Now, this turns the cylinder, as you can see, and the turning of the cylinder produces the music. However, the speed of the cylinder is really important, right? How fast do you want your music to be? And I would hope it's not ridiculously fast. And so how we govern the speed of the music is actually with a governor, which is a really interesting mechanical device. So if you just use a clock spring, it would go quite fast in how it releases force. And so in this gear train here, in this entire machine, we need something to balance the force, and that's the governor. So as you can see, one turn of this clock spring provides a super fast spinning of the worm gear, as you can see right here, this vertical gear. And this is very atypical. In industry, usually the worm gear is what turns the gear itself. So think roll up car windows, etc. In the music box, however, we want something that's going to turn super fast in comparison to the clock spring. So that's where this governor comes in. So as you can see, these two little clubs, these two little arms, actually spin at about 2,400 RPM. Not RPM, rotations per one rotation of this larger gear inside of the clock spring. And so basically what this means is that when you turn this music box, the governor turns incredibly quickly. As you can see, it's barely visible. And so what that does is it actually provides air resistance. Even just with these tiny little surface areas, it provides enough resistance to slow down the entire gear train. And so this produces a constant speed for the music to be produced. And then you play the tune. Now you might wonder, where are the notes coming from? And the answer lies in this comb right here. It's called a vibration plate. And so as you can see, this one looks to be an 18 note vibration plate. So all these notes get progressively longer, each tooth gets longer. The short ones produce high notes, and the long ones produce lower notes. Now, this seems pretty straightforward. It's a metal plate, and it provides the notes, right? And so one little notch in this comb, in this cylinder, will bring up a tooth and deform a tooth enough that when it's released, it vibrates at a frequency to produce a note. But what's interesting is this vibration plate is not flat. On the other side, if you want to really zoom in, I'm going to turn the lamp here, you can see that the inside of that vibration plate, some teeth are thicker than others. There's this weird pattern going on underneath. And what that is actually extra weight on the end of a tooth. So if we didn't have these weights, this vibration plate might be this long, super long, just because you need longer notes to produce, longer teeth to produce lower notes. With a weight, however, it can produce a lower note without adding length. And so that's just one thing that manufacturers consider when they're creating the right vibration plate for each song. And so now you know the general process for a music box. It's actually quite interesting, and for mechanical engineers, we will get very in-depth about it. But it's just really cool to learn about one little gadget in our world. Thanks. Okay.